Are you feeling hopeless? If so, try these things. You may feel better. First, journal. I know this sounds so redundant and everybody says to journal, but seriously, you will not know the power journaling has until you do it. If you feel like you have nothing to say, think of it this way. It is a blank canvas for you to write all of your feelings, everything you're feeling. It is not uncommon after receiving a diagnosis like inflammatory bowel disease, going through a traumatic event, which, by the way, getting diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, such as inflammatory bowel disease, is a traumatic event. Your life is never going to be the same, and it is hard to accept that you now have a lifelong chronic illness that will never go away. Your life seemingly was normal one day, and all of a sudden it is different. Journaling can help because you have a blank page. You can write whatever you are thinking. If you just want to write fuck really big or fuck because you are so overwhelmed, then do that. Or if you just want to write how sad you are, you can write that down. If you can write how scared you are, why you're scared, then it's not so scary when it's down on the page because you are getting all of these feelings that are within you out on a blank piece of paper. And now it's out in the open. It's not scary anymore. It may help. For me, I personally started a blog because it was very hard for my family. I was diagnosed in 2006. Not a lot was known about IBD. Like the first drug commercial came out, it was for Remicade, by the way, came out like 8 months after my diagnosis. So again, people didn't really talk about IBD, but I've always been open. So, if somebody's like, well, what is IBD? What is Crohn's disease? What is ulcerative colitis? For me, my symptoms, I would be like, well, sometimes you just may shit yourself and it's not very pleasant. Sometimes I can't leave my house. So in those instances, I was comfortable when I wasn't depressed speaking about this aloud. But when I was depressed, which happened particularly after my diagnosis, and every time I would get better, I wouldn't be depressed. I would start flaring again. My life would seem to end. I couldn't go anywhere. I would become a recluse and get very depressed and stop talking to people. Don't do that. It's important to talk to people if you want, as long as they're healthy people. They bring something to the table and they support you. If they are people that criticize you and they are quote unquote toxic, you don't want to be around those people. It doesn't matter if it's your family or not. So journaling is extremely, extremely important. It will help you get out all your thoughts, your fears, your hopes and your dreams, the dreams that you feel were crushed. Get them out on paper. But you know what? For every crushed dream, something new comes along. I had it in my head that I was going to be a successful naval officer. I was going to rise up the ranks. This is what I wanted to do my whole life. I felt like my dreams were coming true. I got diagnosed with IBD. Everything ended and I thought my life was over. But now here I am several years later. Again, I've had IBD for over 18 years. I am now studying nutrition science so I can be a dietitian for inflammatory bowel disease patients. So I love nutrition science. I'm excited about nutrition science. If you would have asked me when I was 23, when I was diagnosed, would I be excited about nutrition science? I would say no. I don't even like science. I only took science in college because I had to get a Bachelor of Science. But if I didn't have to, I would have not taken the chemistries. But now that I'm much older, I love science and I am very passionate about it, which is, why I am in grad school now. The second thing you can do is start a blog, an online blog. If you want your family to understand, your friends to understand what you're going through, start a blog and explain what your day-to-day is. You can explain, today I woke up and it was hard for me to leave the house because I had to shit like 18 times. If that's the case, then do that. If you're comfortable, whatever this is, you have to be comfortable with. But what I found when I was diagnosed, again, my family didn't really understand. Every time I got sick, they thought it was due to something I ate, which if only IBD was that simple. If it was as simple as what did you eat, then many of us who have tried so many fad diets wouldn't have symptoms. And again, I'll go more into diet and IBD in future videos, but it really got my family to realize, oh, this is what her day-to-day is like. Like she literally shits blood 18 times a day. Oh, she's not feeling really well. And it really changed their approach of the way that they approached me because the more they understood, the easier it was for them and the easier it was for me. Another thing you can do is meditate, pray, things like that. If you are into that, it will help. My faith carried me through many, many deep, dark times when I was facing losing my colon, when I was facing losing my life. I held on to my faith. There was one summer, the summer of 2010, I literally thought I was going to die because I was so sick. Nothing was helping, and I did not want to go on a biologic. So I was like, no, I guess this is just how it has to be for me. This is the cards I was dealt. No, it was rough, but I accepted, okay, this is the summer I'm going to die. I am going to have an untimely demise, and it is not ideal, but it is what it is. Luckily, medication, i.e. I was in the hospital for over 3 weeks. I was on total parental nutrition. Modern medicine brought me back to life, thank goodness. It would have been a waste if I would have died in 2010. Another thing you can do is go outside. Again, I know this sounds so simple, but it is really hard. I get it. I know how hard it is when you don't feel well to even just step outside. Or if you can't control your bowels, the hell you don't want to go outside. What if you shit your pants on the porch? I get it. I've been there. But every time I forced myself to go out or I forced myself to ride my bike, I found that I was in a much better mental space. If you have to put on like adult diapers to be able to go for a walk, then that's just how it is. If you are, nobody's comfortable with putting on adult diapers. What am I talking about? But if it will allow you some normalcy, and that is just your new normal for that point in time, it doesn't mean it's going to be like that always, then give it a try. If that means it will give you the freedom to go outside without severe anxiety of like shitting your pants. I found that if I had a plan in place, then my anxiety would be a bit better and I would be less likely to shit my pants. I did drive around with a makeshift toilet. There was so many things looking back that it just is rough. I get it. IBD's rough. The last piece of advice I could give is get an animal if you can tolerate it. I would not recommend getting a puppy. I have a puppy right now and I got her when I was in remission. She is 7 months old. She's an amazing dog, but puppies are a lot of work. What I did when I was extremely, extremely sick is I got a 2.5-year-old German Shepherd. His name was Caesar. He truly, I do believe, was my guardian angel because he really was there during the darkest moments of my life. And he's always dependable. Like he knew when I wasn't feeling sick, or excuse me, he always knew when I wasn't feeling well. Like if I was just laying on the couch, he would just lay on the couch. He picked up on when I was feeling very, very sick. And he also picked up on when I was very, very depressed. And so I just really, if you get a cat, my son really wants a cat. My husband's allergic, so we can't get a cat. I digress. But if you want cats, then that's fine too. If there is a freaking guinea pig, if there is an animal that you are passionate about that you think may make you feel better and is low maintenance, because again, if you're sick, the last thing you need to do is take a puppy out several times. You will not get very much sleep. Okay. If you get a puppy, that will be more stressful in my assessment. But if you get a dog and you've wanted a dog who is well behaved, my dog was trained when I got him. That's, 2.5. And that's what you're into, then try it. If you're not into animals, you don't want to deal with that, then don't do it. That just is what helped me. What helps me may not help you. We're all different people. But if you're into journaling, I suggest journaling. If you are comfortable with blogging so your family and friends can better understand your symptoms and you can't quite talk to them in person because you feel like they're not getting it, but you're comfortable with putting it on the internet as a blog, then it may make your life easier. For me, it made my life easier because when I started blogging, my family started understanding how, my day-to-day was going and how I felt. Meditation and prayer truly helped me. My faith, again, helped me through some really, really dark times, forcing myself to go outside. But I went outside with a plan. I carried a makeshift toilet. And that helped me because I knew, oh my gosh, if I'm going to have to shit while I'm driving, at least that's there. Lastly, I did get a dog, Caesar. He helped my anxiety so much. And it just really helped to have a furry companion there. All of that helps. So if you are feeling, you're just overwhelmed, then try some of these things. If you're feeling hopeless, try one of these things. And if you do, let me know. I want to know how it goes for you. But know that you're not alone. I'm here for you. There are several other people here for you. Just let your voice be known, or, just dump it out all on paper if you need to, because at least then you won't be holding it in. It will be out on the journal paper. Whatever method works best for you, I highly encourage you to do it, because again, it's hard enough having IBD. It's even harder when you're feeling hopeless, and none of us need to go through that. So I hope this helps. Please don't forget to hit subscribe, share this video. Let me know below if you are comfortable, what method you think may work best for you. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.